Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. I want to say thank you to those of you who are subscribed to the platform, whether you are listening to this on the podcast platforms or on YouTube. And if you are not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button. And for those of you who are listening to this on YouTube, while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this podversation. It's been a minute since I have been here, but I've definitely been passively listening to a lot of things that have been going on. There's honestly been so much going on. I can't even really keep up. And because this is not what I do for my bread and butter, this is more of a hobby to me. I just have been like bombarded with so many things that have been going on. I couldn't really get to my mic, get in my little studio and record when the things have been popping off because I've just had so many things going on with my personal life and with my businesses. And so I am recording this pretty late, but the SWV and Escape reality show just wrapped up. The season finale just wrapped up. I did watch it tonight and it was good. The performance was good, all of that good stuff. But you guys know I don't do reality show reviews. I don't do reviews of shows, period. But the reason why I just wanted to go ahead and talk about this is because Latasha Scott, who has been the center of all of the controversy with her sister Tamika and the alleged $30K that she and her husband stole, possibly more than that, because we know Tamika, she dropped a lot of receipts on her own YouTube channel where she discussed so many things that were going on after her sister said that, you know, what Tamika was accusing her and her husband of were not true, as well as Rocky, Tocha's husband of so many years, and all of the alleged things that have been going on between him and several other women. One, to be more specific, who goes by the name of Unique, who's now done her second interview with Tocha K. And I did watch the interview on Tocha K's app. Now, if you have not seen the interview yet, some of you may say, hey, I'm not paying for any subscription to go and watch that. Fine. You know, it is what it is. But I will say, because of course I'm not going to play that content here or any snippets of it because it is her paid platform, and I respect anybody who has a platform where they're not putting it out in another place where people can listen to it freely. If, you know, those who subscribe get to listen to it when they want to, then that is the way you respect the platform, and you don't divulge or play clips of that in other places. But I'm just going to say a few things about this, and this is why I wanted to go ahead and do this podversation tonight and get this out. Because the beginning of Watch What Happens Live, Latasha Scott, who was also on with Coco from the group from the group SWV, because, you know, Andy, he wanted to have somebody from Escape and someone from SWV, and of course, Tocha from Escape has the majority of the controversy surrounding her. So, of course, it's going to get him a lot of views on the show Watch What Happens Live, which I rarely watch. But here's the thing. Okay. Tocha, she did a live on her IG account over a week ago, I believe. And she was addressing a lot of things. I may actually play a little bit of that because there was something that she said in her IG live where she was addressing the allegations regarding her husband and the woman that Tocha K did the interview with. And she said out of her own mouth that she's his wife. She knows everything that goes on. And she said that some people who are in relationships, they choose not to divulge that they are in open relationships. But we have that. That's what she said, right? She said that on her IG Live. But on Watch What Happens Live tonight, she says, because Andy asked her about it, and she's, oh my God, I don't know like why people come up with things like that. But look, I didn't say we were in an open relationship. I said we have open communication. What? I just said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and record a conversation tonight because that is absolutely crazy, because she was the one that said that they had an open relationship, which I did not believe. I didn't believe when I heard her say that then. I still don't believe it now, and I don't believe her now. And it's sad because, to be honest with you, I don't feel that she's a bad person. I feel that she is a damaged person. I feel that she is a woman that has a lot of insecurities that she's still dealing with. I believe that she is a woman that is really fragile and was taken advantage of by this, in my opinion, being beautifully honest, creep, her husband, Rocky, who was a predator, and he preyed on his prey, Latasha Scott, and he came into her life at a time, in my opinion, that she was extremely vulnerable. She was unsure of herself. She had a lot of insecurities about her looks. We all know that the group Escape was not seen, the members of the group years ago, they were not seen as the typical beauties. Even the Notorious B.I.G. rapped about it in one of his songs, the late Biggie Smalls. You know, he called them ugly. So I can't imagine a woman like herself that already had her own insecurities about how she felt, and then to be spoken about negatively about your looks by one of the most popular rappers back then, and it still is something that goes down in history where people listen to today and deem him as one of the greatest rappers of all time. To be spoken about that way, I'm quite sure that there's a lot of therapy and healing that needs to happen in order to allow her to see the beauty that is within herself, to not have to continue to be under the spell of a man like Rocky, who said on this phone call with Tocha that it could be 10 or 12 women that would stand up in front of both he and her at the same time, and she isn't going anywhere and he isn't going anywhere. And he said that with all of the confidence in the world because he believes it. And I, you know, at least at this point in time where we are, where she stands now, I believe that as well, that she wouldn't go anywhere. I'm not saying that could ever change, but honestly, I am hopeful that it will change and that she will see her worth, and to see that this man does not mean her any good. If you watched the season finale tonight and you saw when the group confronted her about the side deals that he was making to get all 4 of the members of the group to perform at some shows that he was trying to curate to make happen, and he was going to get his cut. When they confronted her about it, I don't believe that she was shocked by it, but she tried to deny it, and she was, you know, trying to stand up for her husband. But I believe that she knows that this man really isn't any good. And when they did they were sitting next to each other and they were doing the confessional interviews together, he was so, oh my God, stumbling and stuttering over his words, stammering, and he almost admitted the bank. I don't know if you guys caught that, but he almost admitted the bank that they deposited the money into, of the checks that they took allegedly from Tasha's sister Tamika, because he said he was about to say Bank of America. Watch it if you didn't catch that, but he almost admitted the actual bank that they deposited the funds into that were not belonging to them. He's just a freaking liar. And if you watch that interview that Tasha K did with this woman, she is extremely credible. She's extremely unethical. You know, of course, she definitely is. But she definitely is credible when it comes to the relationship, quote unquote, she calls it a relationship. Anyway, I'm going to play this clip of Tocha from her IG Live, and let's see if I can get to the part where she talks about the relationship.
Know what the pain feels like, and for me and my sister, we're going to get it together. You know, I'm reaching out. I don't have the answers. I found out about a $30,000 allegation when I watched the TV with y'all. Did I take my sister's money? I did not. We were going through so much 10, 11 years ago together as a family. It was one of the things that, I can't lie, we were both at our lowest. We didn't have money. We all lived with my mother. And that's something that, y'all will see on the show where we say that I didn't have anywhere to live. We didn't. And we pulled through. So when you talk about 30,000 that I don't know anything about, all I said is, can we get clarity about it? Because during that time, we both were helping one another. I just need clarity. What are you seeing? What are you saying? Because I have my receipts and you have yours. But we need to sit down as sisters and not go through this in the social media. Like, on social media, it's not good. We need to sit down and figure out what this is, because we can get through anything. But we have to communicate. We have to talk to one another, because you can't get through anything without that. And I've been convicted already of being a thief, and I don't even know what you're talking about. You put up something online with Tamika. We both have receipts. We both have receipts. Let's just get through it. What is this? How do we maneuver? How do we get through this? Whatever it is, Tamika, we can resolve it. This is not nothing that we need to perpetuate and continue to move and make people feel away. This is us. We sisters. We've never not been able to talk about anything, ever. And I don't feel like, because of what's going on in this media, that we should use this platform to down one another or to try to make each other feel less than. That's not what this is. We're supposed to be family. And I want my family back. I don't care about nothing else. And I've always said that I don't care about what people say. It's about what I feel like with my sister, how she feels. And I apologize to you, Tamika, if I didn't hear you. If I didn't hear your voice, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to make it. I'm trying to weather storms in my own personal life. It's like, I'm not trying to negate how y'all's feelings are. It's like, I have to still have peace within. I got to be able to understand how to move. I don't have all the answers. Being a big sister, you don't have all the answers. Sometimes I make mistakes. I'm human. But with us, we have to resolve this. This cannot dampen or drag us out or make us feel like we don't love each other. We love each other. The love is never going to go. Love doesn't just, you can't throw love away. You just can't throw it out the window because something comes on, and you have a hiccup in the road. That's not what this is. I love you with all of my heart. With all of my heart. And when I hear people say, your sister had your back, and we've had each other's backs. I stood up for you the same way you stood up for me. And I won't apologize for that. That's what it is. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how we were raised. That bond can't be broken. Now, right now, we're going through these times, but at the end of the day, when I got my sister and I got my family, I still stand on that. That's everything. It's that and then the business. And that's why y'all see me looking crazy on TV. Y'all don't know that was the very first scene that my sister and I shot with my mother. No, it wasn't 4 or 5 scenes later. It was the very first scene. So I'm upset. I carry my feelings right here. Everybody that knows me, they know that. I'm not fake. I don't know what to do with that. This is who I am. I can't hide from it. I can't shun it. I can't sit here and pretend that it ain't. This is who I am. So if y'all see me cry, y'all see me looking like this, is because I'm in my feelings. And I'm in my feelings when it come down to my family. And we going to resolve this. I love my sister. And can't nobody else talk about it. Don't call me talking about my sister. Don't text me talking about my sister. Do not DM me talking about my sister. Because we're going through this. It's just the fact that we're in the public eye. So many people out there now, y'all going through stuff too. It's just the cameras are not in y'all's faces. The cameras are not capturing the fact that you guys are going through far worse than what we are. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying, don't judge us. Pray for us. Be there for us. In a way to where God gets the glory. It's not even about us at the end of the day. It's about the love that we have and what we show people to get through. And we're going to get through this. I'm trusting God that we will. And we will.
All right. So I'm not going to go into it anymore because I don't want to try to fast forward and find the correct spot and all that other stuff. But you heard her talking about the money. She was crying. She was, saying they're going to get through this and whatnot. But I don't believe that they can get through this if she continues to have Rocky in her life, because I believe, I'm not saying she didn't know anything about it. I do believe that she was culpable in this situation when it comes down to the money that was taken from her sister. But as long as he is there, I don't believe there will ever be any real resolve between her and her sister. And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't say I hope that they don't mend the fences in relationships, but sometimes those bridges are burned and you really can't get it back. I don't care if it's family. A lot of people want to act like, oh, it's family over everything, family first and whatever, but people are people. And sometimes horrible people just happen to be family members. It doesn't mean just because you have what they say, the blood, the same blood that runs through your veins runs through theirs. So that means that we have to be together, whatever happens. It doesn't shake out like that for everybody and their family, because a lot of people have horrible family members. Okay? And so that's just the way it is. We'll see what happens as time, moves forward when it comes to this. But to be honest with you, Latasha, I feel that this song that she has released called Afraid, she's not really addressing in the song and in the video that she released. And I'm going to put a link to that in the description box so you can check it out. I'm not going to play the song. I'm just going to say that I watched the video. I listened to the words of the song. And based on what was revealed in this interview with Rocky's alleged mistress, I believe that Latasha definitely should be afraid. Because to sit and watch this dude on the SWV and Escape show, and they were sitting doing the interview confessionals with the camera, both sitting next to each other. He looks extremely controlling. She, in my opinion, looks like she is afraid of him and is afraid of what will happen if I am no longer with him. He strikes me, in my opinion, as the type of man that's like so controlling that if you're not with me, you can't be with anyone else, even though allegedly he's been with several other people. Now, if you don't know, he was in R. Kelly's entourage years ago. I believe he even said he was at R. Kelly and Aaliyah's wedding. So that speaks a lot to his character. And based on what Tasha K revealed, even to the alleged mistress, which is why I wanted to even speak about her, because I'm not going to go into her interview and what she revealed, because she revealed more receipts and they played some audio of him speaking to her either via voicemail or maybe it was a conversation that they had that she actually recorded. This man doesn't care about anybody but himself. And he is willing to do whatever he needs to do at all costs to get whatever he wants, even if it means allegedly he is putting this woman up in a house not far from where he lives with his wife, Latasha, and controlling her to the fact or to the point that she, being in this what she calls a relationship with him for all of these years, was even sending him money. Okay? But she didn't show any remorse until Tasha K revealed that allegedly Rocky has been with men as well as other women. That's when the chick broke down in tears, because she was speaking about how, it's just by the grace of God that she didn't catch anything from him all these times that she was with him. These are things that she was saying before Tasha K dropped this bombshell of him allegedly being with other men, because she was saying, that's why I tell these women they need to take the sea moss, eat their blueberries, eat their raspberries. It's like, how about just not be a hoe? Okay? Instead of trying to eat all of these berries and taking sea moss to prevent getting some sexually transmitted infection or disease because you're sleeping around with somebody who's sleeping around with other people. But when Tasha K dropped this alleged allegation, bombshell, about him being with men as well, that's when she broke down, because she apparently knew that he was with other women, but definitely not with other men. But the fact that a man like this could be so reckless with his ding-dong all around town on his wife, and practically, living off of his wife, and definitely living the lifestyle that he is living because of his wife, because I don't know who else he's working with to get him to where he is. He strikes me as like the Kevin Hunter type, Wendy Williams' ex-husband. And that's why I believe that Latasha, the song that she made called Afraid, she really has reason to be afraid, because he seems extremely volatile and dangerous to me. When he was on the phone with Tasha K and he was talking about these things that he has on Tamika, the allegations that he tried to bring up about Tamika sending her, I think he said she sent him naked pictures of herself, which we've now learned that Tamika said she had a sex tape that she gave to her sister, that she entrusted her sister to put up, but he was going to use that as collateral to keep her mouth shut and to shut her down. And this man that Tasha K said she had a conversation with, this was supposed to be somebody that was going to set up, like Candy's Aunt Bertha said, it could be a scheme. Not that Todd came up with, but it could be a scheme that Rocky came up with to come at us with the BS. Because Rocky was going to have this gay guy allegedly bring allegations that Todd was doing the do with a trans woman, because that's what Rocky said when he was on the phone with Tasha K, and just a number of other allegations that he was bringing up. So he is somebody that is really dangerous, someone that would go to those depths and lengths to lie on Tasha's family, and practically family, which was her group members, friends, Candy's husband. And yeah, it was revealed that allegedly Rocky was in a relationship, or maybe just dated, or maybe they just, I don't know, did something maybe once or twice or whatever. But it sounds to me that Rocky is extremely jealous of Candy's husband, Todd, because even though he's been living off of Tasha, we know that Candy has just been getting bag after bag after bag after bag when it comes to her prosperity and her lifestyle just continuously increasing. And yeah, Rocky wants to live the life of Todd. Period. In my opinion, he wants to live the life of Todd. So that's why he's coming at Todd, calling Todd Toddina, things like that. It was just really crazy. But when I saw this video last week, actually it was earlier this week, of Latasha's video and of her song Afraid, which is from her what's supposed to be a gospel album. I wouldn't call it gospel. I would maybe say it's inspirational or Christian inspiration or something like that. I wouldn't call it gospel. But the things that she was bringing up, she really, I believe, is speaking about her husband, but is afraid to even say it out loud. So she'll bring up her sister and the group, and how she's saying that the public is saying she's being difficult because she's trying to be like Diana Ross of the Supremes. Like, it's just the husband, the Rocky situation. I believe that is her downfall, and I don't really see her rising too much further above where she is right now, because this peak, this pinnacle that she has had the opportunity to have, being on such a large platform like the Bravo TV network, and to still have such disdain and, in my opinion, envy towards and against Kandi, when it was really because of Kandi that she has had the opportunity to be on the show, which has also helped to get her and garner her this opportunity to have this deal that she signed with Motown Gospel to release this album that was released on Good Friday. And now I believe her doing that live video, that was something that was prompted via PR, because she needed to speak on these situations and not just continuously be quiet about these allegations, because it's just getting worse and worse and worse for her. And to be saying that you are a gospel artist now, on top of being the R&B singer that we knew you to be, it just doesn't make her look credible. It makes her look really bad, and it doesn't make people look upon her favorably in that gospel artist community. Not saying they all are saints, because we know a lot of them are not, but in essence, to come out and say at the same time that you are dropping a gospel album, that you and your husband have an open relationship, and then you tried to backtrack, because I'm quite sure somebody told her about that after the fact, because she did it as a live video, okay? So there was no one to be able to review it and edit it and say, oh no, you shouldn't say that. Let's crop that out. Let's cut that. She did it as a live video. That probably was a bad move on her part, because now she had to come and watch What Happens Live and say, oh no, I didn't say that we had an open relationship. I said we had open communication. That is not what she said. That's not what she said at all. But if this man has been sleeping with all of these multiple women and allegedly men, okay, doing these side deals to get all 4 of the group members to perform so that he can get the cut that he needs or wants to get, and this alleged mistress coming out doing the second interview and ironically not being repentive until actually Tasha K really just like broke it down to her. And then she wanted to say, I feel bad. But she really didn't feel bad until Tasha K dropped this allegation about Rocky possibly being with at least one man, if not multiple. Okay? So this open marriage thing that Latasha tried to speak to on her IG Live, and then tonight backtrack on it on Watch What Happens Live. The Mistress doing the second interview, talking about more in-depth details of how, honestly, stupid she was for being with this man, okay? Because she didn't benefit from it at all. And then Tasha still trying to save face for this marriage that she's in that really looks bad, to first say that they had an open relationship and then to backtrack on Watch What Happens Live tonight and to say that, no, we don't have an open relationship, we have open communication, and then dropping her song Afraid. Should she be afraid? What should she be afraid of? I believe that she really should be afraid, because to me, in my opinion, Rocky seems like somebody that is extremely volatile and dangerous in his actions. I'm not speaking about, him physically doing anything to her, but I am saying that someone that would go to the depths to just lie and do the things, the deceitful things that he has been doing behind her back, you really can't put anything past the possibility of being. And so, this is a lot. The show has ended, but I don't believe the drama has. But it looks like the Escape group has moved on without her, and I don't see her rising in the gospel community, and I definitely don't see her rising as a solo R&B artist. I believe she's tried it before and it didn't work out for her, and she, tried to blame Kandi for that, and her husband probably put some of that in her ear as well. But listen, guys, I just wanted to get that off of my chest. it has been a lot, almost every day, if not every other day, that has exposed something or somebody coming out, doing something, speaking about this situation between Tamika and Tocha and the group Escape and just all of this different stuff. I know SWV, the group, is probably like, oh my God, was this what we signed up for? Get us up out of here. And so I don't see them having a sequel or another season or anything of this, doing this together. I believe that this is a one and done thing. And, you know, good for SWV. They seem to be cohesive together, doing their thing as a group. And then apparently Tamika, Tiny, and Candy, they're doing their thing as a trio. And Tocha, she's just left out in the wind on her own, you know, decisions and choices and actions to try to figure it out. But I don't believe that she's going to prosper and do well in her life until she gets rid of that toxic person that she is with, Rocky. Because I'm sorry, for him to be out there doing the stuff that he allegedly has been doing on her, it's just disgusting. And anybody that's selfish and that narcissistic, they're not going to change. So you're just going to either decide to just be in that situation and be miserable and take it, or you're going to free yourself, like Fantasia said, and just move on and try to repair the relationship between you and your sister. It may not work out. And that, you know, even if the relationship didn't repair between her and her sister, but she still got rid of her husband, I believe, would win ultimately. Okay? So guys, you just let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. I just wanted to get this off of my chest and talk about it. It's pretty late, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. This is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, and this may not be very brief. Keep it beautiful.